Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitat Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitat Koriya Kya Harana Koriya Mane Asa Harana Koriya Mane Asa Sri Guru Charane Rati Esahuta Magati Sri Guru Charane Rati Esahuta Magati Jai Prasade Pura Sarva Asa Jai Prasade Pura Sarva Asa Chakudandilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu se 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 Divagyan Rida Prakasito Divagyan Rida Prakasito Divagyan Rida Prakasito Prema Bhakti Jahote Havidya Vinasajate Prema Bhakti Prema Bhakti Jahote Havidya Vinasajate Vedigaya Rasarito Vedigaya Vedagaya Rasarito Sri Guru Karina Sindhu Hadama Janara Bandha Sri Guru Karina Sindhu Hadama Janara Bandha Lokanath Lokarajivana Lokanath Lokarajivana Srila Prabhupada Lokarajivana Upad Lokare Jivana Prabhu Karadaya Nehamora Parachaya Prabhu Karadaya Dehamara Parachaya Prabhu Karadaya Dehamara Parachaya Ibajas Gusuk Tribhuvana Hibajas Gusuk Tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patida Paprindana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatharine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare, Gaura 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 Hare, Gaura 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 Hare, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Haribo, 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 God Haribo. Nitya Haribo, 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 God Haribo. Jaya Radha, Radhanath, Radha, Radhanath, Radhe. Jaya Radha, Radhanath, Radha, Radhanath, Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Jaya Gaura Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Dr. Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Dr. Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Namacharya Srila Thakur ki Sri Sad Goswami ki Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki Sri Vrindavan Dham ki Sri Mathura Dham ki Sri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki Sri Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dham ki Gangamai Jamunamai ki Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi ki The Lordship Sri Sri Radhanath ki, Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Gaura Hari ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Sankirtan Yagya ki, Transcendental Book Distribution ki, Transprasadam Distribution ki, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki, Guru Parampara ki, Vaishnav Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, because lotus feet, Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Lada Dahine Hiranya Kashipu Vakshaya Shilatanka Nakalaye Ita Nishingo Parata Nishingo Yato Yato Yamitato Nishingo Baye Nishingo Ridaye Nishingo Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamadbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki, Sri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai. Go Premanandi.
Hare Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Giriraj Govardhan ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Welcome, dear devotees and guests, to the Sunday Love Feast program here at Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple. We're very happy that you have attended our program. Today's Love Feast Prasadam has been prepared by the Srila Prabhupada Prema Namahata, also known as the Lotus Park Namahata in Isipingo. Kindly show your gratitude by thanking them when you do see them and when honoring this prasadam. You're welcome to give them a hand as well. Hare Krishna. So devotees, we're very, very honored and with gratitude we welcome His Grace Narottam Prabhu, who is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. His Grace Narottam Prabhu has completed his Bhakti Shastri degree in India and is also a certified yoga teacher. He joined ISKCON in 2006 in Mafeking and then moved to the Santon Temple. Here he was involved in university preaching amongst other services. His Grace Narottam Prabhu is currently heading up a preaching center in Hamanskral, which is about 45 minutes away from Pretoria. This preaching mission is gaining momentum, and if you can support this preaching initiative, you're welcome to connect with His Grace Narottam Prabhu after the Sunday program. Today's topic is the mercy of Lord Jagannath. Please put your hands together and welcome His Grace Narottam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradar Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanacharya Jamuna Tira Vanacharya Muna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Radha Natha Radha Radha Natha Radhe Radha Radha Natha Radha Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Jaya Goranitai 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 Jaya Goranitai Jaya Goranitai 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 Jaya Goranitai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya We are talking today about the glories, the mercy of Lord Jagannath, the mercy of Lord Jagannath. So the mercy of Lord Jagannath means the mercy of the devotees of Lord Jagannath, the mercy of all the devotees who represent Lord Jagannath. Now, from one small book titled The Matchless Gift, it is explained that for one to come in contact with this Krishna consciousness movement, one has to be fortunate. And Mahaprabhu qualifies that further by saying that one actually has to be extremely fortunate to be part of the Krishna consciousness lifestyle, movement, philosophy. one has to be extremely fortunate. Now, as we are sitting here today, it goes without doubt that we are amongst the most fortunate individuals, or at least living entities in the age of Kali. The Bhagavad Gita explains it very clearly that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudev Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabaha. After many, many births, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto Krishna, knowing Krishna to be the ultimate cause of everything. So this actually means that we've lived in this material universe for many, many birth and death. This is from Krishna himself, who is the supreme authority in this subject. Krishna is the source of all sources, the cause of all causes. Krishna says we lived many, many lifetimes. So what that means is that the experiences that we are having today, yesterday, the day before yesterday, all those experiences, we have had them in the past. This is supported by the biblical verse also, that there's nothing new under the heavens. Whatever experience you are experiencing, it's not new. We've lived many, many lifetimes. And the only way we can, the only place where we can hear such conclusions, such philosophy, is when we align ourselves with Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Hence the mercy of Krishna, even though it's available, but it's not many people who are exposed to the mercy of the Lord. An example is given that sometimes a child can play with a very valuable jewel, a diamond, gold, anything of value, but a small child might not immediately understand the good fortune, or at least the value of the diamond. So similarly, in the age of Kali, living entities also, in most cases, even though they come in contact with such an exalted philosophy, such liberated philosophy, the living entities of Kali Yuga, their understanding is very, very low. It's difficult for living entities in the age of Kali Yuga to fully grasp and understand and surrender. The verse says, after many, many birth and death, we are supposed to surrender. But our understanding that we lived many, many lives before, that understanding is very low, because if we did understand that we lived many, many lives before, it could have been easier for us to give our life to this process. Now, the reason we are not giving our life to this process, fully to this process, is because we forgot that the experiences that we are chasing after, we have experienced them many, many, many lifetimes in the past. That is a big problem. There's a story of one man whom, when he was asked, do you believe in God? He answered by saying, yes, I believe in God, but I don't have faith. So belief in God is there, but faith is not there. Faith that if I give my life to God, this will happen. That faith is not there. Faith that my miserable life, my unhappiness, my distress, all these calamities, if I give my life to God, those things will disappear. Our faith is not very strong. We have put our faith into so many things, but not in what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, understand, take it from me. This world is dukkha. Dukkhalayam asaswatam. Is a place where there's no peace. Peace means a break from suffering. Happiness means a relief from suffering. But constantly we are coming in contact, in close proximity with misery. But then the whole idea of being a materialistic person is that we design a lot of programs to help us navigate these conditions that are presented to us by this material life. We just navigate. It's not a constant feeling of bliss. Naturally, a soul like Krishna is Sakshit Ananda. That state is constant. We are seeking for a constant feeling of bliss, not just happiness here and there. The nature of the soul is to be constantly happy, constantly free from depression. Sometimes we hear that the meaning of Vaikuntha is that Vaikuntha is a place where there's no anxiety, whereas the meaning of this world is just Kunta, a place where there's continuous struggle for survival. We are always making plans to survive. We've got a book full of plans on how to survive, but that's not our nature. We are from a nature which is full of peace, bliss, constantly, forever, eternally. So we are eternal. There was never a time when we did not exist. There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Na tweva hamja tu na sam, na twam ne meja na dipa, na chaiva na bhavisya me sarveva yam ataparam. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, there's never a time when you and me did not exist. This applies to us also. There's never a time when we did not exist. I am not 20 years old. I am not 50 years old. I am not 60 years old. What is 60 years is my suit. My covering is 60 years old. My body is 50 years old. But I am deathless. I am beginningless. I'm eternal in a temporary atmosphere. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada explains that living entities are not supposed to be threatened by dead matter. We are not supposed to be put in fear by dead matter. Our fear comes mainly from identifying with dead matter. Just imagine an eternal living entity is thinking, I am dead matter. So then if I am dead matter, where am I going to get happiness from? Obviously from dead matter. So how long can dead matter keep me happy? Temporary. You feel an itch, you scratch, temporary relief. Again you feel an itch, you scratch, again temporary relief. So we are dependent on those scratches. Scratch me here, scratch me there, I'll scratch myself here, you scratch myself this side. So that's the problem. Now the mercy of the Lord is such that despite our rebellious nature, Krishna is just continuously making arrangements for us to surrender. After many, many birth and death, those who are in knowledge, they surrender. So it's by Krishna's mercy that we get to understand that in order for us to experience this bliss, the happiness, we must surrender to a spiritual process. Because at the end of the day, I am spiritual. Hence, even in my own language does not allow me to say that I am body. Language doesn't allow me. When you speak about yourself, you say, my chest. It's never I chest. You say my shoulder, my kidney, my knee. This goes to show that the soul is somewhere in there. And the soul is claiming this body to be his or hers, which is true. The soul enters the womb to get the body. The soul comes out covered in the body. So the body was not there. The body is there. The body will not be there tomorrow, but the soul will be there. So now, from a small book called Srila Prabhupada Uvacha, in this book, it is mentioned that it is up to us to decide how quickly we want to get the mercy and make advancement by serving our spiritual master according to his desire. Daily we choose what and how much we are willing to do in the service of our Guru. It's up to us every morning to decide how much I'm going to do for my Guru today, how much I'm going to do for Krishna today. It is left to us to decide. When Srila Prabhupada came to the West and established the ISKCON movement, from his tradition, the Gaudiya tradition, 64 rounds was at least the standard. So Srila Prabhupada gave us the minimum 16 rounds to chant. So this means that at least it is expected that from the 16th round, we will grow from 16, 18, 20, 24. It was not intended that we are going to chant 16 rounds till death do us apart. It was intended to give us a taste that, okay, start chanting 16. That's why it is said minimum. This is minimum. Just like when you get employed, they say minimum wage. And when you work harder at the office, at your company, at your factory, now they increase your salary because now you are a hard worker. Spiritual life is like that. We chant 16 rounds sincerely with a mood of surrender. So then, by so doing, Krishna becomes pleased, and we increase our rounds. From 16, we do 18. On weekends, we do more, 24, 25. We are always eager to do more. So the eagerness to do more also comes from Krishna. Krishna can say, because Krishna is the one who fulfills our innermost desire. Krishna can say, my dear devotee is chanting 16 rounds, but actually he or she wants to increase. Let me make arrangements. Also elsewhere it is mentioned that Srila Prabhupada did not only serve the desire of his spiritual master. Actually, he served the desire of the thousands of sages who had gathered at Naimisharanya. So it is said that the sages, back in time, 5,000 years ago, the sages had gathered together to perform a 1,000 years sacrifice. The whole idea was to see how they can benefit the living entities of Kali Yuga, how they can benefit them. So Srila Prabhupada is actually fulfilling the desire of the sages. The sages, it is said that a devotee of Krishna feel pain when seeing the pain of others. The sages felt the pain and they were performing sacrifice. Srila Prabhupada felt the pain and he left India to come to us, to give us this message of Godhead, the message that brings liberation. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly mentioned that we have to somehow design our life in such a way that we are serving Krishna in some way. There's also a very beautiful verse, Agyartat karma nangyatra, lokoyam karma bandhana, tadartam karma kaunteya, mukta sangha samachara. Work has to be performed, but work has to be performed for the benefit of Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, work causes bondage within this world. If we are not performing our daily activities for the pleasure of the Lord, it means whatever activity we are performing, either good or bad, we have to reap the results of those activities. But the problem in most cases is that it is very difficult for us to realize the mercy of the Lord in our life. And for that, we need Krishna's mercy in order to understand Krishna's mercy. We need the Lord's mercy to understand His mercy. On our own, we cannot understand. Everything is Lord Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita says, Tesham shatata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. To those who are constantly dedicated to serving me with love and devotion, I give them the knowledge by which they can come to me. To those who are dedicated to serving me, only to those ones. In other words, Krishna is saying, you can choose what you want to do. But amongst all of you, those who are dedicated to serving me with love and dedication, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna is liberal. He's letting us decide. How much mercy do I want? Am I happy with 10% mercy? Do I want 80% mercy? Do I want 100% mercy? It is left to us to decide. Of course, in most cases, we want 100% mercy, but we're keeping quiet about it. We are unable to express that I really want to give my life to Krishna. Because Krishna is the one who knows the innermost desire of the devotees. So if we constantly are praying to Krishna, my dear Lord, I really, really want to surrender. I want to surrender. Eternally, I am spirit. I am spirit by nature. So my nature is spirit. Why am I holding on to that which is not spirit? Why am I holding on so much? Many speakers, many swamis, many books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Shishi Radharanath ki jai. We read many scriptures, we hear from many speakers, we've been to many lectures, the same thing is being repeated again and again. You are not the body, you are spirit. But how much of that do we understand? Do we really understand what it means? I'm not the body. Do I understand what this means? Srila Prabhupada says, the age of Kali, we become spiritually lazy. You know, our reasoning capacity becomes very poor spiritually. We can reason how to fix computers, how to distribute resources politically, how to run a business. We are very much eager to debate on those subject matters. But spiritually we are lazy in the age of Kali Yuga. And also we are short-lived. We are short-lived, we are lazy, we are quarrelsome. Always quarreling amongst family members, brothers and sisters, neighbors, at work, anywhere, traffic light, at the mall, parking lot. There's always conflicts going on. That's the age of Kali Yuga. So it's a very big problem. So Krishna says, to those who are constantly serving me with love and devotion, I give them a broader view of this world, what this world is. In other words, where am I? You know, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? And how do I get back home? Why am I here in the first place? Those questions has to be there within our psyche. We have to always be questioning. And by so doing, Krishna, being within our hearts, he can fulfill those questions by giving us guidelines from within the heart as the Paramatma. Because Krishna is the one who knows past, present, and future. He's our greatest well-wisher. Nobody can be our greatest well-wisher better than Krishna. But still, we choose something else. There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Aparayam itas twanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayadam daryate jagat. Krishna says, within this material world, the living entities are of superior nature, but somehow they want to exploit material resources. But they are of superior nature. Mamai vamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasa sthanindriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Living entities in this world, they're struggling very hard with the mind. The mind. The mind. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 says the mind can be your friend, the mind can be your enemy. Kali Yuga means our minds are working against us. You try to keep the mind in this direction, the mind is taking you this direction. So in that way, the mind becomes our greatest enemy. Otherwise, when we give our life to Krishna with prayer, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, coupled with personal prayer, my dear Lord, please, I'm your eternal servant. Please engage me in your eternal, loving, devotional service. My dear Krishna, please engage me. My dear Lord, please engage me. Please, please. This please, please will only come once we have realized that, hey, I have to beg now, time is running out, I have to beg the Lord to please, because I don't have taste. Why don't I have taste? I've been hearing for so many years, I've got a bookshelf at home, like 50 books are just there, but still I don't have taste. Why don't I have taste? I haven't prayed to Krishna for taste. Buddhir Gyanam Ashamoha Kshama Syatam Samadama Sukham Dukham Bhavo Abhavo Bayam Chabayam Evacha Ahimsa Samatha Tustis Tapo Danam Yasoyasa Bhavanti Bhava Bhutanam Mata Eva Spritag Vidaha. This is a verse from Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, text 4 and 5, where it is explained that intelligence, knowledge, freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, happiness, distress, fame, infamous, charity, birth, death, disease, old age, all these qualities in human beings, Krishna says all these qualities, they come from me. If you are charitably disposed, Krishna says that comes from me. If you've got doubts, Krishna says those doubts, they come from me. If we are fearful, if you become famous, if you become infamous, death, birth, all these things in human, all these human qualities, Krishna says, they come from me. So this goes to show that whatever quality you want, whatever level of dedication you want in your spiritual practice, it will come from Krishna. When you pray for that quality, Krishna will give. My dear Lord, I really want to surrender. You might become fearful to surrender to Krishna because family members, friends, relatives, they might start moving away from you. Something that you cherish, isn't it? We cherish this family, friends, relationships, we cherish them. But if Krishna is going to bless you with surrender, it means most of the time you will be talking Krishna, 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 Krishna. You might fear that, they will become bored and they will just move away from me. And maybe we become fearful of that surrender, because spiritual path can become a very lonely path. You become lonely. Once you take Krishna seriously, you become lonely, because that's the beginning of your life, real life. You are moving away from that which is unreal. Now you are moving into something which is real. See how many friends you are going to get once you start taking Krishna serious. We become fearful of that. But I can assure you, that fear is short-lived. You might be lonely for some time, a very short time. Before you know it, some are gathering around you. They want to hear from you. Now you start attracting genuine friends. There's a pastime, there's one devotee of ISKCON. There's a small book that was written after she had left her body. The book is titled Simple for the Simple. In this book, this lady is suffering from cancer. And now, as her body was slowly deteriorating, she started to avoid family members, friends, neighbors, anyone who was not a devotee. She even asked the doctors and the nurses, when you see such people, please don't let them in. But when you see such people, she described the devotees and tilaks and neck beads, when you see those ones, please let them in. So what happens is that we don't want to carry, take this mindset to the grave. Somewhere, have to cut this connection. When Bhakti-tirtha Swami was very ill and he was about to leave this planet, he was telling his disciples, as from today, I'm not the Swami, I'm not a leader of nothing, I'm not dead, I'm a spirit soul. From this point onwards, I'm none of those things. I am spirit So it becomes a difficulty. If you really want to give your life to Krishna. But, other people are just trying to hold, come back, please don't do this, please, please, please. But that's the goal of life, to ultimately give our life to Krishna. But the problem is our capacity to understand Krishna is not very strong. There's another example, that electric current, it depends what gadget you are plugging. Some gadget will take little power, some will draw so much from the electricity. So living entities have got the power to draw from Krishna more mercy. And they've got the power to draw from Krishna less mercy. It depends how much of yourself are you giving to Krishna. The Gita says, Patram pushpam palam toyam. Whatever you give to me, a flower, a little bit of water, a leaf, I will accept. In other words, Krishna is saying, even if you were to give yourself to me, I will accept. Then you become prasad. You become mercy for others. Mercy personified. Even within your family members, if you give your life to Krishna and you sincerely do what Krishna say you must do through his dedicated devotee, if you follow, then you yourself become mercy for those that are connected to you. You benefit them. On Friday at the site, Festival of Chariot, we gave an example that a father and a mother within a house setup, they are supposed to, if they are not showing signs that they are getting pleasure from spiritual practice, how can the young ones develop interest? If my brother is not expressing any type of enjoyment from spiritual practice, how do I expect the 5 years, the 6 years, the 10-year-old, the 11-year-old in the house to aspire to become spiritual? So to a large degree, the elders within the family setup, they are to be blamed for the lack of spirituality in the house. They are to be blamed. Bhagavad Gita says whatever standard a leader or a man set, whatever standard they set within the house, others will follow. If a father is obsessed with his car, his office, his position, his friends, his many, many things, the children are also going to be obsessed by something which is not Krishna. Then who do you blame? These children, I try to take them to the temple, they are not. So you want to tell them on Sunday, let's go to the temple. But 6 days a week, you are showing them the latest motor cars, the latest TV series, the latest this, the latest that. No talks of Krishna, no talks of Mahabharata, Ramayana, nothing. So how can you expect family members to take seriously to spiritual life if we ourselves, who are supposed to be leading these young people, are not deriving any pleasure? And it's not concerning us. I'm not concerned that I'm not deriving pleasure. I'm not concerned that I don't wake up in the morning and chant. I'm not concerned. So why should they be concerned? Also, there's a saying that irreligiousness comes from religiousness. In other words, those who claim to be religious, but are not practicing, they contribute to irreligiousness. They contribute to atheism within this world. Atheism, non-belief in God. So non-believers, when they see that we are not fully absorbed in religion, they become happy. That's what sustains their atheistic mindset. They become happy. Look at them. Now they've come where I am. Like for example, spending a lot of time not talking anything about Krishna, chanting, nothing. Those who don't believe in God, they derive pleasure from seeing religious people quarreling amongst themselves. Your colleagues at work, They are happy that even though you claim to be spiritual, but most of the time you are listening to their talks, which is non-Krishna kata. You're always showing interest in those things also. So we are responsible to uplift, to keep religiosity within the age of Kali. Otherwise, if we don't do that, we are also going to be directly affected by the age of Kali. So then also, Arjuna within the Bhagavad Gita, who's representing all of us, he's asking Krishna, my dear Lord, please tell me what happens to an unsuccessful yogi. Sometimes we feel like I'm chanting, I'm doing this, obviously I'm going back to God. But that's not true. Otherwise, why would Arjuna ask, what happens to an unsuccessful yogi? And Krishna answers by saying, an unsuccessful yogi will take birth amongst to a Brahmana family or aristocratic family, which means the next life of a devotee, at least a devotee will get a human life, and a devotee will start from where he ended in the previous life. If in this life you are not successful with your spiritual practice, then Krishna and his devotee Srila Prabhupada, they are making it clear to us that having taken part in this Krishna consciousness movement, at least we are guaranteed a human form of life in the next life. There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that supported this statement. Nehabikram nasyasti pratya vayo navidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. So the meaning of this verse is that a little bit of endeavor in this path can save one from the greatest calamity. A little bit of taste. It says a little. So imagine if we had 50% taste, 80% taste, 90%, because a little bit can save one from the greatest type of fear. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that this fear is fear of the unknown. You are in hospital, ICU, there's a visiting hours. Family members, colleagues, friends, everyone, they must, look at the board, visiting hours between 2 and 4 and 6 and 8 at night, something like that. So the other times you are alone. So it is very fearful to be alone. But having taste in Krishna consciousness can save you from that feeling of being alone. We can talk about old age center. That if all those grannies and old timers who are sitting there, if they had taste for the holy name, they would be chanting the whole day. But without taste, it becomes very difficult. So a little bit of advancement can save us from the greatest type of fear. There's a story from back in the days. Mostly, many stories are there to give us some education or a lesson. It's a story of a monkey. You know how people trick monkeys so they can catch them. So this story is that a hunter goes in the forest and he's got a jar. A jar, it's big, but the mouth is very small. Just enough to fit in the hand of the monkey. And within this jar, there's 2-3 bananas. So the hunter goes hiding behind the bush with a rifle, like a pistol, like a gun. And the monkey comes and the monkey doesn't see the hunter anywhere. Then the monkey inserts the hand within the jar and grabs hold of the banana. Then the monkey is trying to pull. But because now the hand has become bigger as a result of the banana in the hand, he can't get it out. But he's pulling. And he's pulling. There's the hunter is coming with a gun. And the monkey is pulling. And he can't make progress. And the hunter is coming. The hunter is coming closer. And the monkey is not making progress. He's pulling and pulling. So this example is showing that we are governed by time, and our body is short-lived. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, if you are lucky, 60, 65. But within that space of 50 years, we are holding so many bananas. Time is moving out. I've got this banana here, another banana in Johannesburg, another one in Cape Town. I've got bananas everywhere, and time is slowly coming in. And I'm not even able to give up these bananas. I call them mine. Oh, that's mine. That's also mine. That is his. That's hers. That's mine. Those ones are mine. Those are our bananas. And it's a problem, because now, like a monkey that is not able to let itself go, then Krishna says, Anta kale chamam evam smaran muktwa kalevaram. At that last moment, when we have to leave the body, whatever thoughts we have in mind, those thoughts will determine our next destination. So those bananas has the potential, to contribute to our next destination. So we are very fortunate. But our fortune can be multiplied when we start to understand and appreciate the mercy of the Lord within our life. At the beginning we chanted a verse, Tesham Shatata Yuktanam Bajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhiyogam Tam Yanamam Upayantite. This verse, Krishna is very clearly saying that to those who are constantly devoted to asking me, devoted to asking me for mercy, devoted to serving me, I give. Krishna is not saying I don't, he's saying I give, but you must be dedicated. Without dedication, I don't give. So if I don't have, it means Krishna has not given. And that also means that's because I have not sincerely begged or asked Krishna to give. So we are very fortunate that for some way or the other, within this life, we have come in contact with Krishna consciousness. But like we said earlier, our capacity to appreciate that which we have received, sometimes that's the major obstacles, our capacity to understand. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, in fact, at the beginning, Arjuna is saying to Krishna, Karpanya doso pahata swabhava prichami twam dharma shamudashetaha yakshreya shannishitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam twam prapanam. Oh Krishna, I've been treating you like a friend, but from today onwards, let's cut that friendship talk. From today onwards, my dear Lord Krishna, I want to surrender. I want to take instructions from you. And what happens at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna submitting, Arjuna submitted to Krishna, Krishna, my dear Lord, now I have understood and I'm ready to do everything that you instruct me to do. And Srila Prabhupada says, by so doing, Arjuna is setting an example that all those that claim to have read the Bhagavad Gita, if they have not surrendered their life to Krishna, it means their understanding of Krishna is not clear. So if understanding is not clear, it means surrender is not possible. Understanding has to be clear. Then surrender can take place. Otherwise, without surrender, it's a problem. After many, many birth and death, those who are in knowledge, they give their life to Krishna. And after many, many birth and death, those who are not in knowledge, it becomes very, very much difficult for them to give their life to Krishna. We hear from the acharyas that a little bit of spirituality goes into your bank account. There is a spiritual bank account. And everything that we do for Krishna, it is to our eternal benefit. But anything that we do for non-Krishna, for my senses, for me, me, I'm doing it for me. Everything that I do for me will end in disaster. There's no guarantee that I can get a human form of life if all I'm doing is live for me. But living for Krishna guarantees that our future life, today and tomorrow, we are happy. Our future life, today and tomorrow, we remain peaceful, we remain happy, we remain focused. We develop a helicopter perspective of what this world is. What is my position? What should I be doing with my life? Such precious life, what should I be doing with such a precious life that I have? So the mercy of Lord Jagannath, the mercy of Krishna, sometimes it comes in many, many different ways. It is explained in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita that Srila Prabhupada, he was actually meant to be a millionaire or maybe a very successful businessman. But then when his business was giving him problems, he was into pharmaceuticals, you know. When his business was giving him problems, he took that as Krishna's mercy. That Krishna wants me to get out of this. Just imagine. There's also a pastime of Narada Muni. After his mother had left the body, he said, this must be Krishna's mercy that I must now go. Krishna's mercy comes in different forms. Also, if we are very much exalted and advanced in spiritual life, we might want to pray like Queen Kunti, who herself said, Krishna, bring the calamities. Because when there are calamities, it is possible for me to lie down with tears and pray. But when there are no calamities, it's difficult to pray. Not that we should pray for calamities, but personalities like Queen Kunti, they are so exalted in their spiritual practice that they can actually pray for calamities, because when they are in exile, when they were in exile, the 5 Pandavas, they were constantly in touch with Krishna. Krishna would visit them, sit with them, joke with them, do so many things with them. But after the battle of Kurukshetra, when everything was settled, Krishna had to go. Now Queen Kunti, as Krishna was about to go, she was praying, my dear Lord, please, please, rather take away the kingdom. Take away everything. We want you. King Bharat also, in the Bhagavatam, he gave up his kingdom. So we must understand that back in those days, when someone was a king, what that meant, it didn't mean R1 million or 2 million or 10 million. It meant he was known all over the planet. He was a king. He owned thousands of elephants and horses and palaces and queens and thousand servants and so many things. Gold, whatever type of wealth you can imagine. But those kings were so exalted in their practice that they gave it all up and went into the forest. But at least with this King Bharat, when in the forest also, he developed affection for a deer. And he had to put his spiritual practice on hold because now he had some affection with a deer. It is said with the roaring of a lion, this deer was pregnant. So when the lion came and you know, the roaring, this deer left the body and the baby was there. So the king had to now take care of the baby. And the king forgot, why was I in the forest in the first place? And as a result of that, in his next life, he took birth as a deer. The same thing Krishna expresses in the Bhagavad Gita. Anta kale chamam evam smaran muktva kalevaram. Whatever thoughts you have at the moment of death, those thoughts will determine your next birth. Those thoughts. Hence we see when you look around, so many creatures. Dog, cat, elephant, lion, mosquito, human being, this type of human being, this type, this type, this type, this type, this type. Bhagavad Gita 8, text number 6. Krishna says, because of the concoction that we have in the previous life, we are where we are. In other words, we are where we are supposed to be. That was as a result of our previous mindset. So there's nothing wrong with you being in a body of a dog, somebody else in the body of a mosquito. It is just that Krishna and the acharyas, they would like us to understand that now that you've got a body of a human being, here are the possibilities for you. But it's not that when you don't show interest, there's anything wrong, because still you can come back as a crocodile. It's nothing wrong. We can go see you at, what's this place where they see animals? Zoo, we can go there, see you. There's nothing wrong. But it's just that they're presenting the possibilities to us, that here's a possibility. Atato Brahma Gigyas, you've been traveling here and there, this planet. Now you've got a human body. Please understand the great good fortune that you have. Take advantage. Take advantage. But because of Kali Yuga, the living entity is like, I fix motor cars. That's my identity. I'm a computer IT. I'm an IT. You know me. I'm the president. So the living entity has come up with so many identities, but none of them says I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. I'm a servant. No, the servant part we erase from our identity. No, I'm husband. I'm wife. I'm teacher. I am doctor. Yeah, I am doctor. I'm electrician. I'm a lawyer. These identities are not us. We have acquired them. They were not there. They are here. They will not be there tomorrow. So that which was not there yesterday and won't be there tomorrow, it's part of the illusory structure of this material universe. It was not there. It is here today. Tomorrow it won't be there. Relationship. He was not there yesterday when I was growing up. At the age of 22, I bumped into him at the mall. Now we are together. But tomorrow, me or her, somebody will go first. So they were not there. They are here. They will not be there tomorrow. So that which was not there yesterday and won't be there tomorrow, it's not eternal. And it's not part of me. So we have to look at things from that perspective, without becoming overly absorbed. We can take everything as service. Like, for example, if you are given a character in a movie, that character is there, it was not there, now it's there. In the movie, you are a policeman. When that part ends, it's finished. So material life is like that. All these characters. Then Krishna says, fine. Whatever character you have acquired, please do it, offer the results to me. Krishna never said, Arjuna, stop being a soldier. He said, do it for me. Do it for me. So the big problem that we are faced with is that we want to do things, but we want to do things for ourselves. Ultimate beneficiary is me. Yagyartat karma nanyatra, lokoyam karma bandana, tadartam karma kaunteya, mukta sangha samachara. Work has to be performed. You can be a policeman, a soldier, Mr. IT, Mr. Doctor, Mrs. Nurse, Mrs. Teacher. But do that for me. Offer the results to me. Find a way to offer the results to me. Pray to Krishna, my dear Lord, how can I offer the results to you? Because we constantly need advice from the acharyas, from the guru, from the teachers. We are spirit by nature. True happiness comes from aligning ourselves with Krishna. If I'm not deriving happiness from Krishna, it means my focus is not Krishna. So how do I realign my focus? By taking shelter at one who has realigned their focus, at the teacher, spiritual master, guru, Krishna himself. So the mercy of Krishna is always going to be there. But because of the influence of the age, our capacity to grasp is very weak, and is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker by the day. Sometimes we talk about this modern generation. as if we did not contribute to the modern situation. If I don't meditate every day, read scripture every day, I'm indirectly contributing to Kali. I'm indirectly contributing to non-belief, atheism in this world. But if I try my level best to be religious, to be spiritual, to read the scripture, call my friends, let's chant, let's talk about Mahabharata, let's discuss Ramayana, let's chant, let's go to the temple. So by so doing, we are kind of slowing the effects of Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga is not outside. It's in the house, my house. This Kali Yuga is in my house already. You know? My husband thinks like this, I think like this, my kids think like this, my brother thinks like this. It's Kali. Nobody's thinking Krishna 24 hours, only 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a week. There's talks about Krishna, but in general, there's no talks about Krishna. So we are to be blamed. Like I said earlier, irreligiousness comes from religious people. If religious people don't adhere to their practice, they contribute to irreligiousness. So we are to be blamed. We are to be blamed. We are contributing to Kali. If there are riots in Durban, we must know I might not be involved, but because of my lack of contribution to this vibration, you might be chanting Om, you might be chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you might be chanting something else, but do that. Make time. Go deep. Go deep. It's amazing how the people of today, you know, when somebody leaves the body, they would say, may his soul rest in peace. It's a lie. But even the presidents, the teachers, Shishi Radhanath Ki Jai. It's a lie that souls rest in peace. The Gita says, for the soul is neither birth nor death at any time. So there's no truth in souls resting in peace. We see in social media, you know, my mother, sister passed on, may his soul rest in peace. It's a lie. It's a collective lie. It goes to show the power of Kali Yuga. People are religious. For the rest of your life, you're going to a place of worship, donation, praising the Lord. But now, why should you leave the body to rest in peace? Why should you rest in peace? What about God? Is God also resting in peace? Why? Why this? But nobody is seeing any problem with such phrases. Nobody. May his soul rest in peace. You go to a graveyard, each and every tomb, you know, it's written, may his soul rest in peace. It's a lie. Souls don't rest in peace. Soul is not the body. When the body is tired, you've got some disease, you are struggling, it's not you, your body. If your car is struggling and you are inside and the car breaks down, they cannot take you and throw you in the scrapyard. You will come out. So there's no resting in peace for you. You might get another car somewhere. So there's no resting in peace. The human body is compared to a motor car. Motor car. Okay, so we will stop here and see if there are any comments or addition to.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Narottam Das Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Are there any questions or comments that you'd like to make right now? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I want to know that the soul is internal. It's not, can be destroyed by any material elements. So, if that's the case, the body is suffering physically and emotionally all the time, and all kinds of sufferings in this world. So, how is the soul affected? Because he is internal. The body is taking the pain. If you get hurt, if you get shot, if you get sick, the body feels the pain, not the soul. So, if you don't have a job, you got emotional problems, family problems, the soul is not feeling the problem because it's internal. If you go to hell or if you go to heaven, you're rewarded or punished. Then how the soul, if it gets a hellish body, the hellish body is being punished, not the soul, because he's internal. How is the soul affected with the punishment of the body? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the soul is not affected. The soul is not affected. The soul is eternal. It's not affected. It can be put under fear, but also that fear. Remember that we've got the body. Krishna says, "Bumira pona lova yu kamano budir evacha ahankara itiyame bina prakriti astada." Krishna says, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All these are my material elements, gross and subtle. Now the soul is covered by the subtle body, the mind. When we hear of ghost, a ghost is a soul that is still covered with the mind because the body is dead. But all in all, we are covered by mind, subtle element, and gross body. So by miscalculation, by forgetfulness of our nature, now we are relying on the mind. The mind is saying, you are tall, you are suffering, you are hungry, you are sick, you are old. The mind is saying all these things, but actually nothing is happening to the soul. In the Gita chapter 6, Krishna says one has to strive to make the mind a friend. We make the mind a friend by exposing the mind to spiritual practice. Your meditation, your prayer, reading of scripture, the mind can be controlled and be brought back in order. So like I said earlier, it doesn't really affect the soul. If you don't take spiritual life seriously and you behave like a dog, next life you enter the body of a dog, nothing happens to you, the soul. It's just that now you are living in the body of a dog. We cannot relish the highest levels of pleasure, which is only to be found at the spiritual level. We cannot relish that. So you are right. For the soul, there's no birth, no death, and nothing is happening to the soul. It's just that once you've got an opportunity, like for example, in the material world, there are so many cars worth 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, but still people want to buy a car for 1 million, 500,000, 400,000, and leave the car that's worth 60,000. So similarly, the human body, you could equate it to a car worth 5,000, whereas you've got a body which is unlimitedly beautiful, which wouldn't get sick, wouldn't get old, wouldn't die. So Krishna wants us to revive that nature. He's not saying if you don't revive this nature, you're gonna die and become less, zero. No. He's saying if you miss this opportunity, you're gonna go down into hellish planets, something like that. So the soul doesn't die. But like a dream at night when you are sleeping, it's not that you have been chased by a lion. It's just an imaginary situation that you find yourself into, but there's no lion. Just like forgetting Krishna, we become so much fearful. Life after life after life, we live a life of fear. Krishna wants us, get out of the life of fear. Come to me. But when we neglect to do what Krishna says we must do, we continuously become exposed to a life of fear, depression, anxiety, problems, hatred, anger. All these types of things are not supposed to be happening to us. In other words, we are not supposed to be experiencing these things. Yeah, so I guess that helps.
Thank you very much for that wonderful answer, Prabhu, about the soul and the nature thereof. Devotees, are there any other questions or comments that you'd like to make? Thank you very much for being an attentive audience. We'll now observe the Aarti with some kirtan.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitya Namine Namo Krishna Pristaya Danta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskata Disatarine Namo Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskata Disatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Jaya Radha Radhanatha Radha Radhanatha Radhe Jaya Radha Radhanatha Radha Radhanatha Radhe Jaya Goranitai 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 Jaya Goranitai Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Nisingadev 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 Jaya Nisingadev 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 Hara Nisingadev Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Srila Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivragacharya Asatara Shad Shishimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivragacharya Asatara Shad Shishimad Bhaktisiranta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunt Radha Kunt Giri Govardhan ki Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Yamuna Mai ki Tulasi Maharani ki Grantarat Shrimad Bhagavatam ki Grantarat Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki Nitai Gora Premanandi. All the glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narashengaya Pradadaine Hiranyakashipurvaksha Shilatan Kanakalaye Hito Nishingo Parato Nishingo Yato Yato Yamitato Nishingo Pahe Nishingo Ridhaye Nishingo Narasingha Mahim Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamala Bhare Nakam Adbhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanambenga Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Shri Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Nittai Gaur Hari ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Giriraj Govardhan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Devotees and guests, prasadam will be served in the white marquee. Thank you. Hare Krishna.